Hello, you all. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new. I'm on here to share with you all a file folder flip book journal that I made. I got the tutorial, I believe her name was from Rhoda Burks here on YouTube. So I will have the information to her channel in the description box down below in case you want to go over there and check out her channel and see how the flip book is made. I did use Dollar Tree file folders to make the flip book. I thought it was like a really fun little project that when I seen her share it, so I was like, you know what, let me try that and see what I can come up with. And I love the way it turned out. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you all what I use, and then I'll share with you all what my file folder flipbook journal looks like. So I use a stencil from Tim Holtz. This is THS007. I think it's like the burlap stencil. And then I just used some stamps. I did some stamping throughout the journal. If I can remember to show you when I shared the journal with you all, the stamping that I did. So this is the Elizabeth Craft Designs Planner Essential CS324. Corresponds from the past one. And then I also used, I remember this one. This is from Crafty by Tony here on YouTube. And this is, I think, like her adventure stamp. And I use a travel log stamp right here. And then this is Creative Expressions by Tailor Made Journals, the passport stamp. So I just use some of the number stamps here in my flip book. And then this is from Amazon, from Globelin. And I use like the little splatter stamp right here. And then the paper kit that I use is by Memory-Place. It's called Visionaries. And let me move this little piece of paper out the way. Yeah, it's called Visionaries. And I had first seen it months ago when I first spotted it. I seen it on Cherry on Top. And it sold out when I went back to get it. So I searched around and I found it on Frank Garcia's website. And it was on pre-order. So I went ahead and did the pre-order. And I waited for it to come in. And then I just put it up. And so when I seen the file folder flipbook journal that Rhoda had created, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and use this paper kit and see what I can come up with. So that's what I did. It was a lot of fun to make. A little difficult because I've never really done steampunk like this before, but I love the way it turned out. So let me go ahead and share with you all my file folder flipbook journal. All right, so here is the journal that I created, and I love the way this turned out. Like I said before, I had so much fun creating this journal. I actually started last weekend, and I finished it this past, Friday? Because I was off work. So I had time to, play with this and finish it up. So this is the front cover. Now, let me move this out the way. This is the envelope. Okay, so this is the front cover. And so I also use the Tim Holtz vintage tape as well throughout the journal. So here's the front cover. So this is like, I just cut it out, a page that I thought was interesting. And then this page, this part right here was like a page in the journal that was kind of like had the ripped edges. So when I cut it out, I just ripped the edges to kind of mimic what was already in the paper. And then I did distress it with vintage photo. So I did all the stressing with vintage photo ink. And so a lot of cutting. So then this is like a little cutout that I did. This is a cutout, same thing. I just, tore the edges to mimic what was in the paper. And then this is a cut apart. And then this is, they had like alphabet words in the paper kit. So I just cut out Imagine. They had some tabs in the kit as well. So I cut that out and put it here so you could know to flip it out this way. I also did the same thing right here as well. And then here's where I stenciled. Use a stencil with the black opaque texture paste from Tim Holtz. And then I used the metal pieces from Tim Holtz Ideology and the little, not eyelets, what are these called? The little clamps on the back. I can't think of the name right now, but I used that from Tim Holtz. And then I also used his screw head embellishments as well right here, since they had like little circles at the top. So I just put the screw heads on top of that. And then here is the vintage tape that I use from Tim Holtz as well. So that is the front cover of this journal. And then I'm going to flip out this way because this is like where you would journal, like a book. So on this page, I cut this out. There's that travelogue stamp from Crafty by Tony, and then the Globelin stamp, like a little splatter that I put there. And this is just a cutout. This is some ephemera from the collection. And then I did use a Tim Holtz paper doll here on the side, the little boy. And then the kit had where you can cut out and make your envelopes and also pockets. So I'll share the pockets with you here in just a second. This is like a little cutout, the little bingo card. I just glued it in so it stays in there. This is a cutout, and this is also a cutout that I made into a pocket. And then I just lightly coffee stained some paper and map paper and ledger paper and just put it here for journaling. I did a little splatter. I used Distress Oxide Vintage Photo Spray and just did a little spraying on some of the pages just to give it, you know, something extra. And then you can see like the print from my bake pan. And I put it in the oven. So yeah, so that is the journaling pages. And then this is the other side. So this is the pocket that you can cut out from the paper kit. And I just put some little cutouts here. And this is a journaling card. And I just, on the back of all my journaling cards, I did use dye, or not tea, but I used coffee stain paper, or coffee dye paper. And then we have a cutout here with a hot air balloon, another little cutout. And then I used some Tim Holtz stickers that says, "Every day is an adventure. Enjoy the memories." And then I just put travel here. They had like the smaller, because like here's the larger alphabets, and then they had the smaller ones. So I just cut out and spelled out the word travel. So it's kind of like a travel page on both sides. And then you can like tuck things on the side here in these little pockets. That's on the side. So let's turn it back this way. And we're going to flip it down. So it flips down this way. And so this is my time page. So I put time and then Voyager, another Tim Holtz paper doll, another cut apart with some other vintage tape. And then I put Time Traveler from Tim Holtz sticker book. And then this is some collage paper that I put here just for something extra on the page. And then I did the same thing pretty much on this page. Another cutout. And then I used a stamp set that I showed you to stamp the numbers. Here's another card cutout. Another Tim Holtz paper doll. And then I just put Journey Through Time. And I did do collaging at the top here. So yeah, so that is this flip down page. And then we have the tab here to show that we could open it this way. So here is this page that I've done, and so I made 2 pockets. And this is an ephemera piece that says Visionary, which is the name of the kit. And then I just heat embossed vintage over here from another stamp that I didn't share with you all, that's from Amazon. And then I use this is a cutout, some ephemera pieces, and another cutout. And then we have our journaling cards here. And the tabs come with the kit as well that you can cut out. And so I just put Explore on this one. And Imagine on this one with some of the vintage tape. And then we open up this way. Here's another pocket that you can cut out. So I'll cut it out and put it here. Another little cutout 12 here, number 12. Journaling card. And then this is also cut out as well, the little file piece. And so I stamped right here October 17, 1929. And I used some of the vintage tape. And then it's covered with tea stained paper, or coffee stained paper. And then this is like a little journaling card from the collection as well that I purchased. That I just stuck in the back. And another little cutout right here. And then we have this page. This is also an image from the collection, so I just cut it out the door. Put some cutouts here. And I did a little stamping on that. And then Tim Holtz doll. And that is this page. And then it flips open on this side. So we have another journaling card that says Discover. Another ephemera piece. And then this is this pocket. And I put ledger here with this little and cutout right here, because you can, it's pretty much a ledger in my mind. So put the ledger right there. And this is cut out from the collection as well. And then this is the back. Love that paper. So that's what I use for the pocket, the leftover paper. So that is my file folder flipbook journal. And like I said, I did get the file folders from Dollar Tree. So yeah, Works perfectly. And again, I did ink around all the edges to give it like that distress, really distressed and grungy type look. So I love the way that turned out as well. So time travel. And yeah, this is my file folder flipbook journal. So yeah, I hope that you all enjoyed what I came on here to share with you all, that I had a lot of fun creating. I do want to thank you all so much for watching. You all have yourself a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.